Hello viewers, I've been asked for many years now to do a video on the X10 equipment that I use to control the Christmas lights, and for whatever reasons I've just neglected to do so. But this year I am going to finally do it. A little bit behind schedule. It's after Christmas and I wanted to get all these videos out before Christmas, but this is when I have the time to do it, so this is when it gets done. So I have quite a few of these things. I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 remotes and 2 timers. So this remote is the one for the computer room here. We'll go through these things and turn everything on. Remember what all the numbers are. Okay, that was that. And then in the hallway we have number 6 and number 7. Now number 8 is the candles in the bedroom. And this was kind of a goof on my part when I set this up, because the bedroom channel is 9 through 16 and the computer room is 1 through 8 because it's on the same house. And I goofed up in the sense that I forgot that this timer can only handle 1 through 4 or 5 through 8, and it cannot interface with 9 through 16. And so rather than rearranging everything so that the computer room was 9 through 16 and the bedroom was 1 through 8, I just reassigned the candles. It's not the best way to do it, but it works for now and was better than spending an hour rearranging everything. So that's that. The controls in the computer room is pretty simple. Everything's just on and off manually with this remote. I have another remote in here, this one. And this one, number 1, does the lights downstairs. And number 2 does the lights outside. Number 3 was going to be the candles downstairs, but I didn't have enough modules, and so I went on to the eBay and I bought a used lot of enough modules for the candles, and that was on the 12th. Now, I don't know what happened, but those modules didn't end up showing up here until the 24th, and at that point I says, forget about it, I'm not going to bother. So the candles are not on a remote control. We'll get to that momentarily. So in here in the bedroom, as I showed before, I have this timer, and these do all the lights in the computer room, which is not really what I wanted, but number 8 does the candles, and I do have it timed. Let's see here, we'll go to program review, and I have the candles turn on at 4:55 and off at 10:47. In this drawer I have the remote for the bedroom. And this is full. Every single channel is used in here. Now the one advantage to having this timer in here that I can actually use for the bedroom is that the all units off does work in here. So that's kind of convenient. Although for whatever reason I don't understand, it only turns off like 2 or 3 channels in here, which makes absolutely no sense. Because if anything, this is the one it should interface with, because these are the ones that are on 1 through 8, which is what it's supposed to be able to handle. So I don't know. I don't quite understand that. So this is what the modules look like. I have a whole bunch of different ones. These are pretty old. I believe those are X10 branded. I have some that are branded Radio Shack, Plug and Power. Then I have some that are the actual X10 Powerhouse branded ones. They're all the same thing, just with a different name put on them. In here, upstairs, this channel, these are all house A. And then in the bathroom, we have another remote here. This is a 2-key remote. And this has its own house. This is house B. We have number 1 and then number 2. And I have to have a transceiver in here because this does not interface with, well, of course I don't have enough open channels anyways, but in years past I've tried to put it on with the controller in here with the house, or the control of the house that's in your house A. But I couldn't get it to work. I'm not sure if that's because it's a GFI outlet and that screws it up, or if it's because it's on a different phase. Could find out relatively easily, I just never really tried, because that doesn't really matter. I also have another remote in here. I have one of these Key Fob remotes here. This is the same remote that's in the bathroom. And this remote, you know, how does that happen? It happens all the time and I don't understand it. This remote does the lights downstairs for number 1. And then number 2 is the lights outside. Which is really nice because when I get up early to go to work and it's still dark out, I can turn the outside lights off as I'm leaving, so I can enjoy them in the morning too. I tried putting them on the timer, but it doesn't work because I have 4 different shifts that I go in for, so it's impossible to use the timer. They just be running all the time when I'm here or not. So that controller works out really well for that purpose. So now we'll make our way downstairs and look at the other timer. The main transceiver module for down here, which I believe is house C, is right there. Now you may recall in the prior video I did of the X10 equipment, I had the house D, I think, was set for down here, and I kind of screwed that up too. I just failed to remember that I wanted to have it on the same house as the main lights, which are on house C. This way the remote can control both the main lights and the lights outside. So yeah, this is on house C. And this timer, the only function it serves is to turn the outside lights on and off. What I wanted to do, what I was saying before with the candles, these candles have a timer on them, so they turn themselves on and off. Well, that one doesn't, but because that one broke, that's just a regular blurry. There's no reason this shouldn't be focusing. So that's just a regular candle. Well, those other 2 ones are all timer candles, and they work okay, but I wanted to have them on the remote control so that there was a manual override, because these don't have a manual override. And on days like today where it's very dark out, the candles are plenty visible, and I'd like to have them on, but I have no way to turn them on. So I was going to put them all on I was going to use a regular candle without a timer on it and then put them on the modules and timer them that way. Probably as channel 3. But the modules just didn't show up in enough time, so next year we'll have that, but not this year. So that's that timer thing for the outside lights. And we'll take a look at those real quick. And these are the manual candles in here as well. I would have had those on timers, but actually what I probably would have done with these is put them on channel 1 with the tree and everything else, because these are in the back of the house. There's no reason to have them on unless we're in the room here. So this is where this candle's going to fall. This is where the outside lights plug up. This whole thing is kind of convoluted, but it works. So That's the X10 system. I don't know if there was something else that people wanted to see. Hopefully that covers it. If not, let me know what else you wanted to see in the box, and then maybe I'll do another video if there's enough attention on it.